Hello and welcome to episode 79 of Three Pints and a Clean Sheet. We're back, the three of us this week. So, Kyle, I'll come to you first because you were off last week. How are you?
I'm feeling better after my little mischievous moment in corrupting the footage. I'm feeling a little bit more mellow.
Good.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad to hear it. Gregory, you went a bit blurry, to be honest.
I know,
But
I've
how are you?
somehow gone bloody. My camera's decided it doesn't like me. That's all right. You can't
It's not
see
just
the
a
box
camera.
under.
I was going to say neither's Kyle, so it's fine. How are
There we
you?
go. That's better. You can't see the bags under my eyes now.
That's an impression. That's an improvement.
I was
For
hoping
audio
to focus.
listeners,
It hasn't.
Greg has just went blurry and then covered his camera. You're still not
Why?
answering my
The
question.
pen's in focus, but no my face.
Focus on this.
Oh well. Greg's filming a tatty.
Take a fly and focus to yourself.
How come there's ISIS videos and caves that have better freaking camera footage than you right now?
I think the camera's just decided I don't exist, to be honest.
Are we going to get demonetized? To be honest, we don't make any money. I was going to say we're going to demonetize, but what are
There
you
we go.
doing?
Oh,
Are we going to get demonetized because of ISIS?
I've turned it off and turned it back on again.
oh well. That was
Right.
a bit of hilarity.
That's not on the running order, but let's keep going.
Robert's doing anything to deflect from the Old Firm result.
Give me a second. Still processing it. Nah, to be honest, I have to say, put my money's worth in. I was away on Saturday and didn't get to see it. Well, I watched the first half on my phone in a minibus. So, having it cut out a few times, but the radio was on in the background. It wasn't actually the football commentary, so I think it was just BBC, Scotland, whatever. But they kept updating the score, and my stream was literally about 2 minutes behind. So,
Oh god.
same
Sure,
as
this
always.
sounds like Kyle.
What?
What does he say about us when we lose at the game? Excuses and early, that's what he's doing.
No, but you say yours before.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's not really the same.
He's
Yeah,
saying
it's not
us
the
now.
same. Thank you, Kyle, for agreeing with me on one
I
thing.
don't stick up for folk, but
Well, I'll get my point in first. From what I saw, it's the same old Rangers in an old form. Oh, and I saw the first half. Same old Rangers in the old form. Give Celtic a head start, and then act surprised, win the score. That goal was coming. That first goal, the Riley goal. I mean, how many? There was a one point where I was like, the Celtic player got the ball in midfield, pushing towards the goal. You could literally have probably counted at least 10 seconds until a Rangers player put a wee bit of pressure on him. It's an absolute joke. I say it every time. Celtic just drive with the ball, or they keep the ball at them, but Rangers don't have enough intensity. Whereas I feel like Celtic are always pushing Rangers, and that's what causes the mistakes early on. It always happens, and it just annoyed me. Cyril Dessers was finally due a goal. I'm glad he got it. And no fun.
but only a few actually looked like he was wanting to try.
Yeah.
I
could only.
It was also harder for him to not score.
He was in a great position though.
We'll come on to that. I was going to say the first few goals, as you say, they were inevitable. Rangers. Like, yeah, inevitable was the right word. It was coming all day, every day. Why do Rangers still play so passively in Old Firms? I don't get it. I say, why do Rangers play so passively? 10 of them played passively. One of them played the opposite of passively.
He just didn't know what he played like, so. He didn't know what to play by, from what I could see.
So for context, I only saw up till half time and I never saw this episode unwind in the second half. Go on, Greg, give us your thoughts on
it. First half he got sent off.
Yeah, first half he got sent off.
First half stoppage time.
Yeah.
Oh no, mine cut out before that. I thought that was the second half.
Like
that's why I never saw it. I assumed it was the second half.
The last kick of the half.
Yeah.
Oh, I really. Well, no, I think my stream cut out just about 42, 43 minutes, give or take. So I assumed it was the second half because I was also raging at this point. So I was like, I'm not even looking at the score until later.
It is the reddest of red cards.
I wasn't convinced on the day.
I watched it on a very, very small screen in the back of a moving vehicle like Robert, different moving vehicle. I managed to condense all 3 goals and the red card into one pretty short taxi journey. But it was 100% a red card. Willie Collum not giving that in real time is actually quite embarrassing. He runs from 20 yards away.
I think that makes it worse because he's ran to a completely unnecessary part of the
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah,
to
that's
fly
literally
in.
an aggravating factor into what makes it a red card.
True, but that wee prick Johnson deserves it.
And I'll agree with that. I agree, brother.
He does have a very punchable face.
He's a wee dick, but
It's,
I mean, it is a red
it's
card.
embarrassing to not give that as a red card.
Gives the excuse. Frustrating, but
Before that, there was the Dessers goal, and I did say it was harder for him to not score. The Celtic defending for that Dessers goal was embarrassing.
give the boys due. He scored.
There's 4 of them playing him on side, and he's 2 yards out from the goal.
That's just sheer movement.
It's not his fault.
They're literally
Don't
standing
score
there
that
ball
Dessers or
watching.
handing it to you.
Yeah, they're literally standing there ball watching. It proves 2-0 is a very dangerous scoreline in football. You hear that cliche a lot. It proves it's true.
Gail.
And it looked dangerous for quite a lot of the second half. Obviously, Celtic had the penalty in the second half. Kyle, thoughts?
For actually watching the game, I can't mind the penalty. I mind the penalty being given. The penalty being saved, sorry, but
yeah, the penalty, it just wasn't a penalty.
I must have turned off.
VAR sends him to the monitor going, this isn't a penalty. Willie Collin watches there be no contact and decides it still is.
I've genuinely drawn a blank. I can't mind the penalty.
The bad thing about this is he was sober.
I
He
know.
watched this game sober.
I was playing my phone a lot because it was quite a boring game. It was a very uneventful Old Firm. I feel.
I didn't think it was. I thought second half especially was really good.
I think the second half was key. It was just Rangers attacking and not doing much when they got in the box.
Yeah, but that's it's and 2-1's at least there's some jeopardy. When Celtic awarded the penalty, you thought they're going to score. That's it. The VAR review really doesn't help Celtic. Like, if you're given a penalty, O'Reilly's there with ball in hand, referee goes to look at the monitor, comes back. The minute he goes to the monitor, your mindset changes. If you've got the ball in your hands, prepared to take penalty, referee gets set to the monitor, your mindset must immediately be, oh, well, this isn't going to be a penalty then, is it?
I did feel when I remember watching the whole charade with the VAR, I thought the longer this is going on, he's going to miss it. He's going to miss it because it's just pressure's getting to him.
Yeah, and you see that so often. It was, yeah.
I thought he was going to change his mind, but he didn't.
And the thing is, Rangers had. I was going to say Rangers had the better of the second half. Celtic had 2 goals disallowed.
Yeah, didn't he?
Like, the game as a whole, the second half especially, feels like a fever dream. Like, I'm not sure any of it actually happened, and in the grand scheme of things, none of it mattered. But Celtic scored twice, and it still feels like Celtic were lucky to come away with all 3 points. They scored twice and 2 goals ruled out, both for offside by Maida.
The thing it comes down to is we've bottled it, and maybe not bottled it, we've handed them it.
There's to the lose.
The second part I was going to make of the disallowed goals was the second disallowed goal is embarrassing from Maida. He is looking right the way across the line. He is the last person. Does that make sense? Like, everyone is in front of him. There's no one behind him. He can literally see every defender, and yet he somehow still manages to not stay onside.
Not complaining, but
he's one of the quickest players in the league, and he can't stay onside as well.
Well, and it was a really simple situation. That must be frustrating if you're Celtic, because Rangers really do try and get back in the game after that.
Well, when they get their goal, they're just going to believe.
Yeah, but it's always too little, too late.
Yeah.
We're always 1 or 2-0 down by this point. And like I think Kel made a point before in the run on. Let's be honest, we only seem to play when they're 2-0 down, and we're 2-0 down, and it's really fucking frustrating.
Well, I yanked that point for Chris Boyd,
but it's a good point to make. Regardless, it's just really, really frustrating that I think under Gerrard it maybe took him 2 or 3 years, but he kind of cracked the code and seemed to be able to win at Celtic Park, and now we're back to this fucking. We're too scared to put the
1 in 3 seasons across any Old Firm. Is that correct? 1 win for Rangers.
Well, the season we went and beaten.
But Gerrard's team looked a lot more capable of beating.
But the point I'm making is we seem to have got a confidence that it's now went back to square one.
Yeah.
In any Old Firm, to be honest, it just obviously changed. You know what I mean? But it's just frustrating that we'd got to that level and now we've dwindled back down to the fact is that we strike back every game at Celtic Park again.
And Ibrox for that matter, really.
Yeah, I'm more up for it, Ibrox, so, but you know what I mean. Maybe not more up for it's the right word. Seem to pull off better results. Anyway, how does this bode for the upcoming Scottish Cup final?
Not well
Which
for
is-
Rangers. Well, it's not Celtic Park. That'll help them.
Should be a 50-50 fan split.
I think they'll pull it out of the bag. I think.
I don't know. They
It's
do tend to same story. Go 2 down, then try and fight back. Then too little, too late. Think back. I think it was the Betfred Cup last season, or Viaplay, or whatever it was called back then. Same with any neutral game, really.
Well, let's move on. I'm sick of talking about it. Something that
Sorry, I'm just trying to look at the actual historical results here. So I can find Rangers winning the first one of 2021-22 in the August. There was Scottish Cup game with extra time or penalties in 2022. And then there was the 3-0 last season when the league was over.
I don't really count though.
It has been like...
Has been
one Rangers won in 11, and it was last May when the title was over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've got back to this stage of mental block.
But 1 in 11 is awful.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for rubbing it in.
Like that record is like, I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad.
But I would say there's a big difference in the team. Celtic's team is really good.
And Rangers have Cyril Dessers. Like, they basically do start 2-0 down.
No,
He scored.
I think Rangers teams.
It was very hard for him to not score.
The Rangers team's very
Don't
much.
give a fuck.
I'm trying to talk you.
We'll tell him to shut up.
Well, I was the Celtic team's full of like good players from the same nations. They're all Scottish, Japanese. Rangers have got here, there, everywhere, and
I don't think that's Rangers' problem. I think the problem is not
and
where
they're
they're
shy,
from.
but
I think the problem is that they're shite.
they're trying to. I
Kenny
can't remember what I'm trying to say.
analysis there.
I can't remember what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to word it. So I'll leave it there.
I kind of get what you're trying to say. They've got no chemistry on FIFA, is Kyle's point. Is
Yeah, pretty much, because I simply FIFA all do. True, absolutely.
He does. He plays FIFA.
Rocketman01 on Twitch.
No, looks up obscure players on Wikipedia.
No,
That's how he wins at the bloody transfer game.
I've just launched my pen into oblivion.
Basically, the signings are shit. Let's try to get up. So signings are in there.
There's players in there, but as a team, it doesn't work. That defense is honking and needs sorted.
We have learned over the course of the past few seasons, there is nothing I love laughing at more than Rangers' recruitment strategy.
It does work sometimes. Like, they get one good player a window.
Yeah, like out of the last few, who are the actual good players Rangers have bought?
Butland, I don't know if they bought him.
Butland, I'll give you Butland.
How far back am I to go?
Sterling's good.
He had a good spell.
He's not played most of the season.
He's a great player. Calvin Bassey, Joe Rebo.
Sterling will also not be permanently.
What?
But they are not particularly recent, Robert. They are recent departures.
They were bought recently.
Past 2 seasons, roughly.
Cholak was alright.
Cholak was sold too early.
I was never.
He scored goals.
Sam Lammers. He's doing well in Holland.
It's much easier to recite the failures than it is the successes.
Oh, he's doing great for who's he got now? I can't even mind.
Not you, which is the point I'm trying to make.
He wasn't playing the right positions though.
Apart from Butland, Rangers haven't signed a good you only have to. Diamande had an absolutely shock. I know there's lots of focus on Lundstrom. I thought Diamande was horrendous.
Quite bad in the last 2, I think. All terms. I mean, not games.
Yeah. Like, my hatred for Cyril Dessers is well known. Yes, I know he scored.
He shouldn't have because it was too easy. I've got you there. Just give me this one point.
John Sutter's fine. John Sutter's fine, but he's fine.
Big soaps.
Big soapy.
Who was the other centre half? Was it Davis?
Yeah. He's not bad.
Yeah.
I would say I would thought he was alright.
Yilmaz, failure. Poor signing.
He's not kind of came on alright in recent weeks. I don't know.
I think
watch a lot
Robert's
of Rangers.
tempted to
said-
side with me on this one.
He's had decent spells, had a few injuries, not as good as I hoped. Barisic is getting more game time due to that injury, but Barisic is past that. I think he's also at a stage where he needs to go. Like, he puts some absolutely excellent balls into the box, but the simple passing that he always messes up on is outweighing the decent crosses.
He's not got the legs either. He's not got like the blistering pace that a wing back needs.
I'm also aware that this is me pushing my own agenda here, but Cantwell,
He's too hit and miss.
hit and miss,
Has
goes missing in
spells.
big games.
He has his wee moments where he goes in a wee mazy run, then he makes a arse it.
That's the real problem for Rangers is that, Robert, as a Rangers fan, you say the defence needs sorted, which I don't disagree with.
No, I think the whole team needs sorted, if you want me to be perfectly honest.
Like, yeah,
This is Michael Beale's team, and it's frustrating, but Clement needs somewhere to get his own players in.
the defence needs sorting. Problem is, if you're playing Rangers, who are the threats in attack?
Taverner.
Yeah,
the
the main threat is James Tavernier.
He could maybe put him centre mid.
That's it. Like,
some of the signings were a bit more ambitious when you see in January, though, because Diamande maybe did have a bad game at the weekend. He is a good player.
Silva played well at the weekend, actually.
I think Silva gets slagged off. Right, I don't agree with his celebration the other week when he did the whole, but he's had spells. I think he's now got this name because of that pathetic.
Can I remind you
in
how
the
much
last
he
Old
cost
Firm,
Wolves?
35 million. I have been reminded
35
of.
million pounds.
Well, we're obviously not going to buy him.
So therefore, it's pretty poor business then, isn't it?
Get a good player to hopefully challenge for the
Why
league.
would you? Yeah.
I'm not particularly sure he's been very good though. That's what I mean. I think
He was meant
in
to
the
be
grand
good.
scheme of things, I think he probably has to go down in the failures column.
They're all
He's
failures. We've lost the league. They're all failures as far as I'm aware.
Not mathematically.
How much did Danilo cost again? Was he 7 million?
Can't remember, but to be fair, he has been burdened with injuries and has played well when he has been there.
But the burden with injuries is what puts him in the failures column because you don't buy players that have bad injury records.
Yeah, he's not had a chance to prove himself though.
And when he has played, he's pretty decent.
But you should be buying players who just get injured.
I'm not having this bait.
It's like the best example of that was Sasa Kalajdzic at Wolves.
Wait, are you not
It's
the same person who was greeting about the Newcastle injury crisis this season?
Yeah, Newcastle
Don't sign
bought
players
Callum,
to get injured.
Newcastle bought Callum Wilson, whose injury record's shocking. Whose fault's
Nice.
that? Newcastle's.
I mean, you would say he's a good signing.
He's a good signing if you can keep him fit. Like, there is a
Ew.
caveat there. Sasa Kalajdzic, when Wolves signed him, had been out with ACLs twice in his career in like 5 years. And then Wolves signed him for not an insignificant bit of money. And then he immediately did his ACL.
You can't plan.
But you can also
For injury.
not take that risk. And when you are Rangers specifically, you literally cannot, any money you spend, especially if it's that much money on a striker, you cannot be taking a gamble for if we can keep him fit.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
Let us know below.
How Greg's wrong.
I mean, if Rangers fans want to tell me I'm wrong in saying that their recruitment model's been a failure, I think I'm all right, thanks.
Ah, well, I got you in the injury point. Let's move on. Talking about the Premier League. Arsenal and City both win. Kyle, how do you feel? You weren't here last week. Give us your views.
He doesn't give a shit.
Not really
Liverpool
arsed.
are out of it.
I'm sick of, I don't know who it is, I don't know if it was Sky or Match of the Day saying Liverpool are in this title race. Because, I mean, they've
Do
been
you know
in the
what's
title
worse?
race for about the
Like,
last 5
just to
weeks.
interrupt you, as a Liverpool fan, and I know it was specifically me who made the point of let's not talk about the scores when they happen.
I've seen it, don't worry.
Cool. Let's just leave it there. You know, it was 3-1 when we were waiting on Kyle, Robert.
I've just seen the score.
Yeah.
The season was over for a while. Like, I don't know what game it was, but there's one game, I think it was the Crystal Palace one, that's when Leeds was gone.
The minute Klopp announced his forthcoming departure.
Yeah, I think he was hoping I was going to
We all
maybe-
thought it. We all
maybe-
thought, yes, they can win a load of trophies, then he'll go, and it's just not worked.
just the Carabao Cup.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, I'm not even happy with it either.
Only the best teams lose League Cup finals.
I don't think.
I was just getting slagged off for it 2 minutes ago.
English
well-
League Cup finals.
Obviously, it's good for Villa. Really good to see small teams doing well.
Can't call it
Yes.
small.
I can and I will. It's
They
good for them.
can.
It's good for them to be up that high, pushing for they're pushing for Champions League.
Well, they pretty much got it.
I don't know if it's all markers at playoffs. I don't know.
A point on no, it
Last
should be
day.
pretty much guaranteed. A point on the last day will pretty
Enter
much
Spurs
guarantee
get
them it. Spurs need to have an 8-goal swing if they'll get a point on the last day.
They need to beat Man City first,
Yes, they also need to do that.
which I mean that's the first hurdle. And the
Actually,
second,
I've
and
read a
third.
lot about this in the past week. I want to ask you this. If you're a Spurs fan, do you want to get top 4 and let Arsenal win the league? Or do you want to not get top 4, lose to Man City, and stop Arsenal winning the league?
I think
Top 4.
I would
The
want to win.
Champions League football is so much money, more money.
I think it's really tin pot when you try and do things like that. If you should be doing try to benefit yourself and not.
Literally, you should
you
be
lost
going
him.
to win. You should literally be going to win every single game. However, I bet you if I change those to Celtic and Rangers, Robert may have a different opinion.
No.
I
No?
definitely wouldn't. I would always want my team to go and win, get as many points, get as high at the table, and try to get Europe.
That's absolutely my opinion as well. I do think though there are some derbies, the Celtic Rangers one being one of the ones specifically, and I would say other fans would go now lose the game out of spite.
You would get some wrongins that would say that, but they are wrongins.
But I reckon that rivalry specifically is one where you get a massive amount of folks saying that.
Well, we're not talking about
No, we're
Uh,
not. We are talking about
Arsenal-
who's going to win the league though, and it's going to be
that.
Man City, innit?
Arsenal. I hope it's Arsenal because I just want to say I told you so, and this will be the first thing that I can ever say on this podcast. I told you so. Apart from me being right about a few things, but
We
in
both
terms of
said Liverpool.
I said Arsenal. I've said
Oh,
Arsenal.
did I
from the
say Man
start.
City? Did I say Man City? I
Yes.
can't remember what I said.
Anything
I
send me-
I thought I said Liverpool, so I think I can get away with this if I pretend I said Man City all this time.
No, because I'll find the footage and prove you wrong.
That's fine. Man City are going to win the
No.
league. I said
I
that
said
in
Ars-
December.
I said Arsenal at the time, and then you said, "Do I want to change my mind?" And I said no.
Cool.
So
I
there
said
you
Man
go.
City in December.
Can't wait for Man City to win the league.
Man City are something like 21 games unbeaten or something now
But no, because they just lost to Real Madrid recently.
in the league.
Because
Wow.
Rodri never loses.
Except when he's in a Spain shirt.
But that doesn't count because it doesn't look good on when people do these tweets that says www. Pisses me
No,
off.
it's only meant to be 3 W's. It's only www.
No, it's
Uh,
like the phone graphs.
Twitch.com/Rocketman01. That's where you can find me.
I enjoy that you put more plugs at this than he does.
I'm
They're plugging
hoping,
ones.
I'm hoping people think it's my Twitch channel and they give me abuse.
I'll pass the
Greg's new
abuse on.
channel.
I can happily
Not
pass the
for
abuse on.
Notters69. That's his streaming name.
You know what? Genuinely, screw Man City Tottenham. The big game this week, which has happened by the time you see this, possibly, depending on when we put this out. If it's Tuesday, then no, it's happening tomorrow night. It's Newcastle United versus Manchester United at the Waterfall.
You could have done a lot better.
Yeah, it was quite poor actually.
I could have. I was going to say at Angel Falls and then thought some of our dimmer viewers might not know what that was.
I don't know if it is, but I still
You
think it's
get
better.
You could have made a wee Waterfall Stone Roses pun there, considering they played Stone Roses to come out, but not that song.
Yeah. Man United are so embarrassing. I don't need a good joke. Man United are the joke in this situation.
They played well on Sunday.
It was just Man United tears.
Hugh, Manchester United 4,
bad.
Newcastle United no.
Hope so. That'd really whip this big smile off your face.
Man United, who are 8th with a goal difference of -4.
I cannot wait for them to win and you have a face like a scalped arse.
Do you know what? It would be is it in the Premier League era? I believe it would be Newcastle, the first time Newcastle have ever finished above Man United. If Newcastle just get a point or win, they might need to win.
There's 3 points in it there, but the goal difference
Yeah,
is
they
far
just need a
superior.
point. Yeah,
I would
Newcastle
think
have a goal difference that you'd expect from a side in sixth. The problem for Newcastle is actually Mauricio Pochettino's blue juggernaut that he seems to actually be doing quite all right with recently.
did not just get beat like last week.
They've literally got the same form in the last 6 games as Newcastle.
I thought they'd had a really, really bad result recently. Just what I know.
Yeah, they got scalped off.
Aye, them, aye, very good.
Yeah, them. I want to say the loss was the loss to Arsenal that was absolutely horrific.
I don't know. Can't remember. I just kind of got beat recently.
We did our prep this week, clearly.
I didn't
I'm
get
just
told by Chelsea.
knackered. Yeah, their one loss in that run of 6 was the 5-0 loss away to Arsenal.
Pure.
Well, talking about losing, teams who have lost a lot this season. Let's go to the other end of the table. Sheffield United relegated, Burnley relegated, Luton Town pending relegation. Looks like all the 3 teams that have went up are going back down.
If only you could have found someone at the start of the season who would have told you that wasn't true. I think pretty much everyone had at least 2 of 3, and quite a lot of people had all 3.
I think folk are looking to get absolutely like pumped, and they've actually done quite well considering.
Apart from
Yeah.
Sheffield United.
Oh, Sheffield United are absolute mince. But again, a lot of people, I think I might have been one of those people. Again, Robert, find the footage. We're very open about the fact that Sheffield United were pretty much certainly finishing bottom this season.
Yeah, I would have put Luton just because first season and all that carry on.
Now, not Newcastle United, Newcastle United are class. Sheffield United, I'm very tired. Sheffield United have a load of financial problems. They're probably getting deducted points next year in the Championship, though that's TBD. They looked awful. They sold their best player.
Didn't know they're a good player.
Well, whose name currently escapes me, but they sold these.
So it's not Sander Berg.
They sold Sander Berg and the other guy whose name currently escapes me.
They sold him to Burnley, I think, from right in it.
Yeah, they did.
They were also relegated, so it can't be that good.
Well,
But I mean, the minus 66 goal difference would indicate they're in fact.
They are in fact utter shit.
Well,
and Eleman and Die.
And
Die. They sold.
I enjoyed that.
And Die they sold to Marseille. But the thing is, they actually still spent net 30 million across this season, including 21 million on Cameron Archer, quite a bit of money on that boy Gustavo Hammer from Coventry.
See, I think that's the issue. They've bought championship players.
Yeah, literally.
It works when you buy one, not like your whole team.
They bought Tom Davis, who was notably shit for Everton for numerous years.
I think he had one good game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Burnley were kind of one of those teams where you could have thought that, like, they maybe had it in them, or at the same time.
Absolutely not.
I think Burnley was one of the out of them 3. Burnley would have been the ones that you had maybe a bit more money on staying up.
Only because the other 2 we were expected to do so poorly.
Yeah, that's what I was implying.
They got like new style of play with their company ball and that.
But that was never going to work in the Premier League. If you look at the team who came closest to staying up, it's Luton, who have played not Premier League style football.
I've not seen a lot of them, but it isn't pretty. Is it not 5 at the back and just defend? Hoofball, really.
Stoke City is all I'm going to say. How many years did they sustain the Premier League on not pretty football?
Then they sacked Tony Pulis and brought in somebody who tried to play football, probably.
No, they brought in Mark Hughes, who continued to not play football.
True.
Hughes ball.
Talking about interesting strategies, will we move on to the game?
Yeah.
Right. Back on the game this week. As last week we had a week off, which was.
And the week before, the footage was corrupted when I won. So my streak's at 4.
No proof.
Well,
I will decorrupt that file if it kills me.
Go for it.
Well, we're doing the transfer game again.
Oh no.
It's well known, but for those who may be watching this for the first time, hopefully you are, and if you are and haven't subscribed, please do so. I'll give the boys clues depending on which clue they get the answer on. Depends on how many points. 5 years for the year and the fee.
5 years?
5 years?
I'm not being
five-
sentenced to anything. Not guilty.
5 years, crimes against football. No, sorry, 5 points for the year and the fee. 4 points or years, whatever I want to say, for the position. 3 points for the nationality. 2 points for the team they left, and 1 point for the team they joined. As always. Right. There's a theme this week, but I'm not saying the theme.
Oh no.
It'll
I know
become
what it
clear.
was the last time.
Well, it's not that. Right. 2013, 990,000.
900.
Possibly.
No.
Tom Rockage.
No. 2013, 990k for an attacker.
Oh. Gary Hooper.
No.
Buggery.
Possibly.
No. 2013, 990,000 for an attacker from Scotland.
Tony Watt.
No.
Having a think.
Have another guess.
McFadden sawed it.
No. 2013, 980,000 for an attacker from Scotland left Brighton.
Jack Harper.
No.
Craig McHale-Smith?
No. 2013, 990,000 for an attacker from Scotland left Brighton to join Crystal Palace.
Stephen Dobie.
1 point.
I thought it was Ricky Smith when he said that. That was a.
I thought that was a peach of an answer.
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, had something to
Was it around that time he played for Brighton?
I'm sure. I'm sure it was.
Oh, maybe that was. I actually meant that, and I tricked you. It was like, Grace, you meant this question.
That's not been released yet.
Oh, oh no, no. Sorry. Oh well, it doesn't matter for them. They're not doing it. Right. Next one. 2011, 175,000.
Say that again, sorry.
2011, 175,000.
Thank you. Paul Burns.
No.
Yeah, this is. Yeah. This isn't going to go well.
I was really excited there.
Bob Harris.
No. 2011, 175,000 for I put midfielder slash defender.
William Gibson.
4 points.
He was one of them.
I might just admit defeat now, to be honest.
I don't actually know what it was
I
back
think you
then.
can pull it back.
I've got no
Right.
Queen's players on my head.
Just his Queen's players.
Me.
1991, 2 million.
Yeah, see. Andy Gorham.
5 points.
Prick.
Were you ready to get in there, Kyle?
No, I was going to say somebody else. I won't say
Right.
them.
2009, 175,000.
Bob Harris.
Nope.
Stevie Tosh.
Yeah.
No. 2009, 175,000 for I put midfielder slash attacking midfielder.
Andy Aitken.
No.
I feel like I'm just pulling. Doesn't think there's a real Fulham name in there.
Yeah, and I'm getting mixed up with my eras, which is doing my nutting.
Well, the viewers are screaming at you, or the listeners, or whatever you are.
People-
Well, that's a shame. I'm asleep.
Didn't
Cheers,
know them.
Jeff.
Move on in case you hadn't got the hint.
No, I would like to hear it. 2009, 175,000 for a midfielder slash attacking midfielder from Scotland, funnily enough.
Never.
Paul Burns.
Nope.
Steve McKenna.
No. 2009, 175,000 for a midfielder slash attacking midfielder from Scotland, left Partick Thistle.
Stephen Lawless.
No.
Don't know why I said that. Patrick Thistle.
It's not coming to me.
Right, you want me to move on? 2009, 175,000 for a midfielder/attacking midfielder. This is what I said on Transfer Market, by the way. I'm just going by that. From Scotland, left Partick to join Dundee.
I know this. I've done this transfer before. The name is not escaping me.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
The name is escaping me. I have definitely done this transfer before. I did it the week after Stephen Dobie's testimonial. So he played in the testimonial, Kyle.
That really doesn't help me. Kenny Miller.
No.
He didn't even play, did he?
I cannot think of his name,
Also a
Robert.
striker, I would say.
You're gonna have to tell me.
Or do we get another guess? Or?
No,
No.
you've guessed. Gary Harkins.
That's his name.
I thought he was too young to be playing in 2009.
No. I've done that exact transfer before. Just Gary Harkins' name was not coming to me today.
Well, we're getting a winner in this round because it is for... You're both on 5. According to my thing.
The supporters don't get it.
2008, 7.5 million.
Jeez, we've had him.
5 points.
Well,
If you hadn't guessed, it's players that have played for Queen of the South.
never.
Do you know how long that took me to go through all the players that have actually had a transfer fee that they went for in their career?
Just the good ones.
One of them we've done before.
But you never got it considering you made that question.
I
so
made
don't
that
think
question.
You never
I
got
did
it. So don't...
And when we did the big one with Matthew, that's when I did it.
Oh well, if you haven't watched that one, watch it back and see if
Yeah,
someone
go
got
watch
it that time.
There's no rules against using players.
I think Matthew got it at one point, from memory.
Well, he's not here.
That explains why we never got it, Kyle.
Right, well, let's move on from that.
1-0,
Predictions,
1-0.
please.
Yes, predictions. Good news for me last week, because these two somehow didn't pick Celtic for an old firm at Celtic Park for ridiculous reasons. It meant that Kyle and Robert both got 2 points each, and I got 4. That takes the overall scores with 2 weeks left of the predictions to Kyle on 83, Robert on 93, and myself on 105. That means
Well done. You didn't get a point for Gary Harkins. Just write that grin off your face. Sorry. Sorry.
I'll start again. That means I need 1 point this week. I need 1 point this week to be confirmed as champion.
Well done.
Hope you get a big stinking goose egg.
Well done, he's 13. That's how many points Kyle's on.
I thought you meant your combined mental ages.
Oh, I knew that one was coming.
Yeah.
Right, go on then.
Kyle's turn to pick the games this week. First one, Scottish Premiership. Dundee versus Kilmarnock.
Kelly, the pies.
Dundee at home for me.
Draw. Ah, fuck, I lost it anyway. Draw.
Scottish Championship. Playoffs, Wraith versus Partick. These will all be the second legs.
Oh.
Partick.
Wraith.
Wraith for me, like.
League One, Inverness versus Hamilton.
Ooh, a dinner time kickoff. Very
Draw
good.
for me. Would you say that?
Hamilton.
Would you say the Caledonian Thistle?
Lovely, big dunks men. League Two, Spartans versus Dumbarton. I'm going to go Spartans on that. They got me some points last week with their 5-1 demolition of Peterhead.
Dumbarton.
I'm going to say the Dumbarton as well.
Premier League, Man City versus West Ham. This game is on Sunday. I think Man City will win at home and finish as champions.
Oh, nice. They could lose Thursday.
Here's a wacky one for you. I'm saying draw.
Usually even wackier one. Man City.
I was going to say, I watched West Ham recently. They are the most on the beach teams. And the last game is the League Two playoff final at Wembley. We will be doing the result after 90 minutes. Crawley Town versus Crewe Alexandra. Crewe Alexandra, if people have missed this week's shithousery, their goalkeeper, Max Stryek, who was brought in as an emergency loan, was filmed getting the Doncaster goalkeeper when they played on penalties in the semi-final of the playoffs, picking up the Doncaster's goalie's bottle, which had the directions for each penalty taker written on it, and chucking it in the stand with the Crewe supporters. That is
I saw that.
a plausible shithousery. Well done,
I see
Max.
that.
With that, I'm going to back them and go Crewe.
I don't really know too much about them. I'm going to go Crawley.
And I have remembered that I probably should have said extra time because it's a playoff final, and pretty much every playoff final was extra time, but it's fine.
In the last year, they went to penalties. The English
Yeah.
ones.
True.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Gregory, once
Fair
again.
impressions this week.
Yeah, and that brings us on to our FPL update.
Which
Kaylee, you want to go for that?
And we're once again in the middle of a double game week when we're doing
Yes.
it. How awful.
so this could all subject to change.
Oh wait, hold
Don't
on.
think it
I've not used any of my things. I might use them all this week.
That sounds like
If
a
I knew-
you problem. You can
if
only
I knew
use
how-
one each week as well.
Oh well, I'll use one this week and one next week.
The last
week.
Well,
Oh, well.
We'll start at the bottom for a change. Mr. Consistent is still number 15th.
Oh
He
no, I
wasn't
dropped
last.
that.
Yeah, he
dropped.
dropped. He's back up to 15th.
I'm saved.
Sorry. Well, it's been 15th as long as I've remembered, so
I dropped to 16th.
that 1 week was a blip. Didn't happen.
No, I'm safe. Tangible Blue, get that up, yes, son. You're going down.
Not necessarily. Could have a good last week. Never know these things. Another fan favourite, 9th place, Cyril Brendan Doob.
The collapse has been colossal.
Even I've overtaken him, though I'm in 8th, so I'm clinging on my Conference League place.
You're not
Yeah,
gonna get it.
Greg, you're stinking up the place in 5th.
I think the late Champions League push is not going to happen, I'm afraid. I think, like Spurs, have hit some rocky form recently. Notably,
Actually-
had to transfer Erling Haaland back in for him to not score.
As much as I slide off Cyril Brendan Dib there, your collapse has also been quite colossal because I thought you were going to be first and second with Kyle Pagan for a lot of it.
I think you'll find I am. My brother account, Darren Whitfield, is top.
You
Bish.
wish. I'll
Um,
edit that bit out because that's not true. You're spreading fake news.
I have no idea what you're on about.
Dan's going to
Um,
appear in the last episode of the season.
I would
Play
also
the
like to.
Undertaker.
And also, like, big shout out to Sharma Walfall in 6th place, who has emerged from absolutely nowhere.
Been there for ages.
Not in 6th, he's not.
No, because I fell off.
Yeah. So
Not
I've
as bad
not
as your
noticed
collapse,
him.
but I've had a reasonable collapse. I've had a wee tumble, but none excitable.
Right, keep
Anyway.
going. I want to hear the rest.
Oh, somebody cut me off.
No.
Number 3 is Nathan Stewart.
Well done, Nathan.
He's been there for a while. Number 2 is resident Kyle Pagan.
Well done, Kyle. I think you're going to have to accept the silver medal this year, though.
He's
And,
180 points behind, so yes, I think he will.
You could have a good game week.
Daz Whitfield is number 1, as already spoiled by somebody. So anyway, it's this week. Oh, halfway through the game week. Still more games to come during the week.
Yes.
Yes, so thank you very much for that, Kyle, and that brings us to an end of episode 79. So thank you very much for listening. As always, usual stuff. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Give all our socials a like, helps boost our coverage. And yeah, thanks. We have a wee treat lined up. If you would like to see a Champions League watch along like me and Kyle did last year, let us know below, or even just like the video. Give us a bit of an indication that you were listening. Yeah, give us a comment. If you
Tell
want to see it
everyone how
again.
much Rangers' recruitment model sucks.
Just anything, just interact.
Just comment #Gary Harkins, because I know I'll see a Rocketman01 do it.
You betcha, I'll make 7 accounts.
Should we clarify Rocketman01, who also did not get Gary Harkins?
I know, but he wasn't.
I didn't give it big
Funny
looks.
about it.
I've already done the transfer.
Yeah.
He answered the question. That's probably worse.
What?
You've previously answered Gary Harkins.
I didn't get it right though.
I know. That's worse
So-
for you. You've got it wrong twice now.
Right.
I've only got it wrong
fighting.
once.
I can't remember where he's on the screen. Stop fighting. Right. With
Not
that,
there.
thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening. See you next week. Bye.
Godspeed.